says they're simply trying to scare Americans to keep Republicans in power. Ultimately, it's the voters who will decide. But what are the real differences in the Democratic and Republican approaches to dealing with Iran and other so-called rogue nations? And joining us now from Louisville, Kentucky at the convention of the National Rifle Association, the former governor of Massachusetts, former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney. Governor, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Wolf. Good to be with you.
Barack Obama really came out swinging today against President Bush and against John McCain for comments they made yesterday suggesting his policy of dealing with Iran could be similar to appeasement, the appeasement policy that was practiced by some European leaders against the Nazis leading up to World War II. Listen to what Obama said just a little while ago.
They're trying to fool you and trying to scare you, and they're not telling the truth. And the reason is because they can't win a foreign policy debate on the merits. But it's not going to work. And it's not going to work this time, and it's not going to work this year.
All right, he's obviously pretty upset, especially the forum in which the president spoke yesterday, the Knesset in Jerusalem on Israel's 60th anniversary. I want to give you a chance as a major supporter of John McCain to respond.
A war that was well, first of all, with regards to the president's comment, the president said that we should not negotiate with terrorists. That's nothing unusual. I was frankly surprised to have Barack Obama say that that was leveled at him. I guess I'm kind of speechless at him saying that that was something that was directed towards him. The president is saying what presidents have said time and time again. And, of course, in a place like Israel, saying we're not going to negotiate with terrorists is exactly what the policy is of that government as well, although there are other people who take a different course. And then with regards to Senator McCain, look, you have a very big difference between Barack Obama and John McCain with regards to how you're going to deal with the state sponsors of terror. John McCain, like President Bush and others, recognize that we're going to talk with these other nations, but we're not going to have the dignity of the office of the President of the United States bestowed upon Ahmadinejad or Assad so they can have a propaganda bonanza. That's just not going to happen, and that's the difference. Does the President of the United States personally meet with the presidents of these rogue nations, if you will, these sponsors of state terror? Is he going to meet with them personally? And John McCain says no, and Barack Obama says yes.
The reason the president's comments at the Knesset yesterday were seen as being directed at Senator Obama and other Democrats is because White House officials traveling with the president told that to reporters after they spotted that paragraph in the speech. So it wasn't as if, Governor, this was something that just the Barack Obama campaign came up with. The news media traveling with the president, they were specifically making that connection.
From Mississippi, Texas.
Well, I wasn't with the White House press corps there, so I can't comment on that. I can tell you that the comment by the president that we should not have direct discussions, we should not have negotiations, rather, with terrorists, that's something which has been said time and time again. I think it's entirely spot on. And the real difference between John McCain and Barack Obama, both of them want to make sure that we have discussions and we talk with the bad actors in the world. But John McCain says no way would he sit down in his first year in office on an unconditional basis with people like Ahmadinejad and Assad. And that's a big difference. And Barack Obama's going to talk about this a great deal. But, you know, he's the one that said he'll meet with them unconditionally. That's the wrong way to go. And I think it shows a level of naivete that Americans recognize is not right in the commander-in-chief.
There was a videotape that came out today by Jamie Rubin, who's a Clinton advisor. He used to work for Sky Television in London. He interviewed in Davos, Switzerland, John McCain a couple of years ago after Hamas won the Palestinian elections. And in that interview, McCain said, they're the government, referring to Hamas. Sooner or later, we're going to have to deal with them. It seemed, at least the excerpt that was released today, it seemed to suggest that John McCain himself is ready to deal with, quote, terrorists.
And ballistics.
Well, actually, when I was growing up, if my dad said to me, Mitt, I'm going to have to deal with you one way or the other, that did not mean he was planning on sitting down with me at an official state dinner and having a nice chat. It meant he was planning on some kind of punishment. And my guess is when John McCain says that he was going to deal with Hamas one way or the other, it's pretty clear what the intent was of his comment, which is that that he feels that we just can't stand by and watch Hamas or Hezbollah continue to fight against the well-being of our own citizens, as well as the well-being of our allies around the world. I think it's a pretty clear statement that he's planning on being tough, not that he's planning on bestowing the dignity of the office of the president on someone like Ahmadinejad.
You're over at the National Rifle Association convention, the NRA. In their most recent rating of John McCain as a senator, they gave him a C+ in terms of issues, Second Amendment issues very dear to the NRA in terms of gun control, access to guns. He's got his work cut out for him where you are right now, doesn't he?
Well, I think actually as people compare John McCain here with Barack Obama, that they're very squarely going to be standing behind John McCain. Now, John McCain, everybody knows, is his own man. He's been known as a maverick for a long time. He doesn't stand 100% behind any one group, but he does believe in protecting the constitutional rights of Americans, and that includes the Second Amendment. And while I think the folks here are not going to line up with him 100% as well, they're recognizing that this is a man who is a lot closer to where they are than Barack Obama is, and I think that's why he'll get the kind of support that I expect that you're going to see here from Republicans, Democrats, and independents who want to protect Second Amendment rights.
Governor Romney, I know you got a lot of work over there. Thanks very much for taking a few moments and joining us.
Thanks, Wolf. Good to be with you.